Here we go, week 2 of the Blitz. I'm Pat Maroney, this is John Benson. We have plenty of football highlights to show you tonight.
Yes, we obviously do, and there are no region games tonight on the schedule. However, we do have some interesting things going on. Plenty of Southwest Georgia teams clash with each other, so we got a lot going on.
All right, let's hit the ground running. We'll go out to the Cougar Den in Cordele, and Lee County had the offense going early on against Crisp County. Garrett Morrell back to pass here. Finds a friend downfield in Trey Afert. He's in the end zone for 6 points there for the Trojans. And then more air raid offense. I don't think that's their offense, but it might as well have been tonight. Here, Morrell finds Willie Kelly for a big first down before he's eventually dragged down. Then he hands it off to Jamal Gardner. Into the end zone he goes. And then more Trojans. Dean Fabrizio's gotta love this. Kelly again, grinding his way all the way into the end zone. And now Whit Campbell for Crisp County for the Cougars, trying to make something happen. Finds a friend. He weaves through a couple defenders, and there he goes. The score at halftime was 28-6. Actually, it's 42-6 right now. Lee County is on top. Now to a couple teams trying to get out of 0-1 holes. Monroe and Terrell County, and the offenses were not good early on. Here's a fumbled snap by the Green Wave. They recover, but they would have to punt. Now it's Monroe's ball. Darrell Brown takes a handoff, breaks a few tackles, eventually brought down by a bunch of defenders after a nice gain. They would have to punt. Terrell with the rock now. Tornado pressure is all over Trey Bishop. He shuffles around a bit, but he's eventually brought down for the sack. Nice play there. Speaking of sacks, Terrell County is about to get in on the action. Actually, here we go. Play action pass goes wrong. Monroe finds Willie Jones for a strike on the slant route. That's actually Davon Tavius Campbell, and then they finish the job. Jones finds the big boy, DeMarte Rogers, uses his size to haul it in. That's a touchdown. The final 34-0 Monroe over Terrell County.
Now moving over from Monroe to one of their rivals, Albany High School. And just last week, head coach Felton Williams did not have a scrimmage or a week 0 game. So tonight, the orange and green take the field for the first time in the 2014 season. We start at the middle of the second quarter. Mitchell County has the lead, and on the goal line now, it's the second and goal. Malik Rhodes gets the handoff and is met by the line by Dylan Kendricks, so that brings the third and goal. This time, Troy Chester on the quarterback keeper. He's met at the line with a slew of Indians, forcing fourth and goal. Chester drops to the pass. That pocket collapses. He's moving, rolling, looking, and he finds his receiver, Terry Burley Jr., in the end zone for the touchdown. Same quarter, different series. Chester in trouble once again, but this time the Indians defense steps up and takes him down, forcing a turnover. After the punt, that is a high snap, and well, that's a safety. And we're going the other way, and under a minute left before the half, Chester trying to put some points on the board, but that is intercepted by Travion Jackson. The time runs out at the half, and for your final, Mitchell County would get the win, 22-8. And speaking of the Doherty Trojans, they made the trip to Calhoun County this evening in seeking a big win on the road. We picked this game up, Calhoun County up 7-0 in the first quarter. Michael Watley for Doherty County fumbles. It is recovered on the 12-yard line. Very next play, Williams with the handoff to Shrode Williams, and he runs it in for the touchdown, finding the corner pylon for 6 points. Next drive, here come the Trojans. Michael Watley tries to make a play but fumbles on third and long and recovers it, but they are forced to punt. DeJohn Williams tosses it to Anthony Johnson. He breaks down a few defenders and runs it all the way in, 64 yards for your touchdown. And Calhoun coming out on top over the Trojans, 26-13. And when we return, we go live with Fox 31's Doug Reardon, who made it out to Colquitt County and played Hoover High School, and you don't want to miss it.
Welcome back. Rush Probst made a name for himself during his 9 seasons as head coach of the Hoover Bucks. Now he's in Moultrie at Colquitt County, where he's built a South Georgia power. But last year, his old school beat his new school. Revenge was on his mind tonight. And here we go. It's our game of the week, of course. Packed house at MacTharp Stadium. Everybody jazzed up for this one. We'll pick it up early in the first quarter. First offensive drive. Chase Parrish little sluggish for the offense early. That's swatted, and then later in the first, they have to punt. Very good punt there, down at within the 5-yard line. Hoover couldn't do anything on offense. They go 3 and out. Now here's the pass from Parrish, complete to Ty Lee. He's off and running there. Gets in the end zone. 7-0 Packers. Now later in the first quarter, Hoover goes to the direct snap, and that just went poorly there. Big loss there for the Bucks. And then nearing the end of the first quarter, Colquitt, ball is caught but fumbled by Lee. He gives it away, and he receives. Now more sloppy offense from Colquitt there. Hoover would tie it at 7. Right now it's 21-14 Colquitt County. Fox 31's Doug Reardon took in the action out at MacTharp Stadium tonight, and he's going to give us a little more analysis. Hello, Doug.
Yeah, thank you, Pat. Actually, some drama going on down on the field. You just missed him go by us. Chris Vaccarello, one of the quarterbacks for Hoover, just took a nasty hit. He has been loaded onto a stretcher, and he is being carted off right now. It literally just happened about 2 minutes ago, so we don't have any updates as to his condition, but we do want to make you aware that that is the status right now. So gameplay halted here just for a couple of minutes while they take care of that injury. The score, Pat, actually a slight amendation, 28-14 in favor of Colquitt County. Now let's get into details. This was obviously a big game for both teams. We were aware of the history between both Hoover and Colquitt County, kind of connected by Colquitt County head coach Russ Probst, who had coached at Hoover and is now coaching at Colquitt County. Now last year Colquitt County did travel to Hoover, crossing state lines, going to Alabama to play there. Hoover actually ended up winning that game. As of right now, that doesn't look to be the case here. You saw in those highlights a very sluggish start for Colquitt County, but with just under 6 minutes left here in Colquitt County, it is Colquitt County on top, 28-14. Things really came alive for them in the second half. You saw the score going into the half there, just 7-7. Not a lot of passing. They couldn't get a run game going. You saw a couple of fumbles, some botched direct snaps, and some interceptions, some fumbles. Just not a great start for either team. Went into the locker room. We were told one of the players we were keeping an eye on was Shaheem King, the running back, the senior running back for Colquitt County. He went into the locker room without having done very much for Colquitt County. We were told that he got a verbal lashing from Coach Russ Probst. He came out and scored 2 touchdowns in the next 2 quarters. So lighting the fire under in his players' bellies, a good thing here, and a very good sign for Russ Probst and for the Colquitt County team, who did lose to Hoover last week. Came back, had a phenomenal victory over Mill Creek last week in the Corky Kell Classic in Atlanta. So things are looking quite good here for Colquitt County and their strong offense, something we expected from them very early in the season. Pat, John?
Thanks, Dougie. And not so winded this time, but great job nonetheless. And it's rare to see any team start out their season with 3 home games before hitting the road. Not saying it's a bad thing, but Tift County head coach John Reed has got to be enjoying it. And that's exactly where we're heading out to right now. John Lindsay and his Cook County Hornets take the field to take on the Blue Devils. And in Brody Field, we got the score of 14-0. Chambers, who's back to pass, and hits Malik Henry for the Blue Devil first down. We're moving the chains. Chambers on the keeper this time, and he runs close to another first down, but ends up getting fall short there of the first down. Chambers back to pass and hits R.J. Merriweather in the Blue Devil first down. There we go. That'll move the chains. That'll help them keep the drive alive. A couple of plays later, Barry Bennett carries it over the 6. The extra point is good, and that makes it 21-0 for Tift County. Blue Devils fans, they're celebrating as always. Blue Devils playing tough defense, and this is a nice play, reading all the keys properly for game tackling and a short Hornet gain on them. Great Blue Devils D. Next possession, Dion White's around the end. He breaks the initial tackle and finds the first and goal for the Blue Devils. A couple of plays later, Chambers, he'll take over right here for 6 points, and that'll be good for 28-0 Tift County in your final, and that's exactly where we would sit at, 28-0. We go to Irwin County, where the Berrien Rebels take the field. Second here, head coach Ed Pelcher. Irwin from the first quarter. It's 13-0, and Berrien defense looking tough with a big loss, forcing the 3rd down and long. 3rd and 22. Robert Moore gets the handoff, goes 25 yards, fighting for every inch, and he gets the 1st down and much more. A couple of plays later, DJ Polar on the keeper to the right goes in for the touchdown, and that would be good enough for Irwin County. 6 points. The band, again, they like to celebrate as well. 2-point conversion is good. Reception by Bernard Pitts makes it 21-0 Indians, but the Rebels strike quickly. Quentin Tesby goes 67 yards on the carry for 6. Extra point was actually blocked, making it 21-6. Irwin County, nonetheless, it was a great run, and in the 4th quarter, this one's 49-20. It's time for the player of the week. And this week we go and take a look at a quarterback from Fitzgerald High School, Gerald Morgan. Morgan supporting the number 31 as a quarterback. Might be odd to some, but this kid can run. He managed to rack up nearly 200 yards on the ground against a good Worth County defense. He helped his Purple Hurricanes overcome a 13-point deficit by rushing for 2 touchdowns and throwing for 1, giving Fitzgerald the W 27-20. Morgan looks to do it again tomorrow when they travel up to Mercer University to play Heard County for the 8 p.m. kickoff. So congratulations to Gerald Morgan for being our player of the week.
All right, taking a look at some weather right now. If you're at home and not at the games, we're seeing some clouds on top of southwest Georgia. Also watching a few showers working into parts of Ocilla and northward into Fitzgerald. Tonight, mostly cloudy. It'll be cool, 74. And then as we head into tomorrow, 12:30 kickoff, Wofford at Georgia Tech. Temperatures are going to be warm in the mid-80s. Rain chances through the afternoon and evening. Then Clemson and Georgia, a lot of people paying attention to this one. 5:30 kickoff, 88 degrees. It'll start to cool through the night. And that 3rd game we're paying attention to right here, the Purple Hurricanes, we just heard it. It's an 8 o'clock start in Macon, 82 degrees at kickoff. Temperatures will stay about the same. We'll also start to see some rain chances in the forecast as well. Here's a look at your scoreboards.
Welcome back. Pelham head coach Frankie Carroll took the head job 4 years ago, and now his freshmen then are gearing up for their senior season.
And at Baconton Charter, the seniors there have played key roles in building a varsity program. The 2 schools met up tonight in Camilla. We actually do not have those highlights yet. We'll try to get those a little bit later on. And let's actually jump up towards, what do you want to get to? Let's get to Glenwood and Sherwood Christian. What do you think?
We'll go, actually, we got the sights and sounds from the game from the our Darden correspondent, so we'll head out to the game.
I'm Ariel Mallory, and we're in.
Penalized 5 yards for illegal procedure.
Back to you, Pat and John.
We'll get back to some football action. Glenwood making the trip from Alabama to take on the Eagles. Sherwood ends up with the ball first. Dylan Evans drops and connects to Chris Thomas for the first down and much more on a 3rd and 7. We'll see that connection a little later too. Same drive, but on another 3rd down, Evans is in trouble, flushed out of the pocket, and he is brought down by a slew of Gators. They would punt. Glenwood coming out of with early here. Some trickery with the long reverse, and that he'd find some daylight and the first down and much more. He would be later brought down by Daquan Robertson. The Eagles set up afterwards. Well, they didn't fall for the reverse that time. Sherwood back on offense and needing to get a first down, hand it to the big man. Remember that play I talked about? Dylan drops back, and we have seen this before. And a beautiful play by Chris Thomas there for the touchdown, him using his twinkle toes for the play and the 6 points. And Sherwood would actually be up after that. We'll have a score later for you in just a bit. Now for the play of the week. The highlights from this game are still to come, but here's some exciting preview. Quinn Legarian scrambles around before getting hit by his friend Steven Jackson, and it's a 5'8", 160-pound junior. Shows off some skill set. It sets or breaks some tackles, leaves Terrell Academy defenders diving for the ankles, take it all the way to the house. Congratulations, Steven Jackson, and that is our play of the week.
Coming up next, we have some more highlights, and we'll take a look at the GHSA's heat policy. Stick around for more of the Blitz.
Welcome back. And last week might have been the hottest week of the year. At least it seemed like it for most of the players. And this week, it wasn't too bad.
No, yeah, it's been a little bit better. Obviously, player safety is the most important thing, and all parties involved have a role in limiting the heat-related risks that come with playing football. Coaches and players all over Southwest Georgia are always saying the same thing during the early weeks of high school football season. It's hot outside. That's why the GHSA has a heat policy for practices.
I treat that situation just like I would if it was my own personal kid. That's how I look at that situation.
Coaches use what's called a wet bulb. This device combines the effects of heat and humidity and comes up with a reading that determines the length of practice and how often athletes need water breaks.
So we want to always stand on the side of caution. You know, we don't want nobody to go down, so we make sure we maintain those policies to make sure that we in appliance to what they ask us to do.
Well, I believe in it. GHSA has done a great job with that, I feel like, and we fully support them. We go by it here, and we're not going to bend in that area. We're going to take the kids' safety. We're going to put it first. Coaches
are responsible for checking the wet bulb before outdoor activities and monitoring it throughout the rest of the workout.
We chart it every 15 minutes. Is there any time that we need to go inside? He will inform me. We'll go inside and come back out when it get cooler.
But on game day, there is no policy because the GHSA believes that throughout the course of a game, there are plenty of opportunities for the players to get hydrated.
Just because of the nature of the game, you have only a select amount of kids that actually participate at one time, so there's time throughout the game to kind of get those breaks.
For all coaches, the message is the same every day. Drink water.
Yeah, we tell them all the time, when we want you to hydrate before practice, after practice, and when you get home at night. Because one thing about it, if you decide you want to hydrate when you get thirsty, a lot of times it's almost too late.
For those around football in this part of the state, dealing with the heat is just part of the game. Pat Maroney, Fox 31 Sports. Now some more highlights. Southwest Georgia Academy was in Dawson taking on Terrell Academy, and this is some Larry Fitzgerald stuff right here. Raleigh Carlson skies over the quarterback for the catch and then tosses him to the ground. Touchdown, Terrell Academy. Then the Warriors try to make something happen. Reed O'Hearn picks up on the short pass before he is brought down, but turnovers. We see it at all levels of football. Logan Eubanks picks off the pass, returns it back into Warrior territory. Then they feed their load of a tailback, Cameron Clements. He barrels his way here to a first down and moves those chains, but then Terrell fumbles the exchange. Warriors catch a big break there. We are going the other way. And then here we go. Check out this huge play. We actually just saw it because it's our play of the week. Quinn LaGuardia finds Steven Jackson over the middle. Junior does the rest, breaking tackles, running around defenders all the way home. Touchdown cuts the lead to 15-14, and that is the last score we have.
Well, tonight we took a look at Crisp County, and now Crisp Academy is also in action this evening for their first game in front of their home crowd. Here we go, the Wildcats. They're actually seeking their first win. They're taking on Covenant and the Rams, both looking for a win this season. And then Covenant has the first quarter here. Leon Sammons with a good gain on the ground. Covenant driving. Corey Fair hits the receiver, and it's a great pass. Fights his way for a Ram touchdown, and Covenant is up 7-0. Grant Owens with a good run and a good field position after he's fighting for yards. And then Covenant. I don't know what happened here. A little turnover, actually, but he picks up the ball. Then it's just a big loss on the downs. Owen free will with the long run afterwards into the end zone. Covenant up 14-0 in the first quarter. And this one is in the fourth, 42-18.
Every week we have a fan of the week. It's probably my favorite segment. What do you think about it?
I love the fan of the week because it's an opportunity to see the school spirit from the kids out in the games.
Plenty of good choices every week, so let's get to it. We'll go out to Tiff County for the Blue Devils. Fans dressed up in blue paint. They were loud with the propane shakers and noisemakers. Fans lining up along the sidelines, trying to get as close as possible to the action. Congratulations to those Blue Devils for being our fan of the week.
All right, taking a look at weather outside, we do have some clouds on top of us. A nice little cell just developed just north of Ocilla right now, dropping a lot of rain, a few rumbles of thunder. That's what we're going to see the rest of the night, just those scattered stuff. Taking a look at a football game you don't want to miss out on in Macon tomorrow at 8 p.m. Kickoff, 82 degrees, chance of rain lasting all night long. Temperatures will kind of be around that as well. And then look at this, right into the weekend, Labor Day weekend. People might be going out of town. Well, if you're staying here, rain chances and temperatures in the low to mid-90s.
All right.
Every week this football forecast is just going to get bigger and bigger because college football starts this week, NFL's next week, so very exciting stuff.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Super exciting.
Yeah, very. All right, with that, that is it for the Blitz. We will see you next week.